Hello, welcome back from the quick break. It's now time for us. I did mention that we're going to have some big conversation coming up this morning. Already seated in studio, we have rep from the NDC, the National Democratic Congress, and we have from the New Patriotic Party. And these are two gentlemen, all from the Crowell constituency, from the various parties, the ruling NDC, and then the opposition NPP. In the studios with me this morning, Emmanuel Opoku Wedu, a member of the NDC Communication Bureau, and Isaac Reynold Sechi Edu. Did I get it right this time?
Sure.
Sechi Edu, Communication Officer for the MPP, Crowell Constituency, Nungwa. Is here, and together myself and my co-host, Bernard Agbemo Eduji, I want to say thank you and welcome to MBN TV, the Mega Broadcasting Network.
Thank you for having us.
It's good having the two of you joining us this morning. Today is a Tuesday, the 31st day of March, the last working day for the 10th month of the year 2026. And I want to look at soul sourcing. I mean, the discussion is on soul sourcing under the NDC. Is it accountability or is it just a politics? Is a question we're asking ourselves this morning. It is an accountability or is a question, a politics. So we'll be having this discussion. So I want to say thank you once again and welcome to a beautiful day. Any comment, Bernard? Any comment before I start putting my questions across?
Oh yes,
because you are my independent mind among the two.
Yes, I am here to listen to how the politicians will argue their way out about the soul sourcing contract. I mean, but just to set the conversation going, the president yesterday in the conversation with CSOs has tasked the minister in charge of roads and highways to respond to the allegations by the fourth estate.
Yeah.
And yes, he has also instructed that those allegations should be probed. And so at least it gives some the indication that the president is concerned and not just quick to dismiss the allegations that have been made. But like I would always say, there should be laws, and those laws should not be ambiguous. They should be well defined. What would fall under certificate of agency, right? For which reason soul sourcing can be justified, and rightly so, and what cannot be seen as a certificate of agency. If not, if you leave it to the discretion of whoever is in charge, I mean, they will also play to the discretion, because what will qualify as certificate of agency has not been properly defined, right? So that is what I am looking forward to seeing, that this conversation again about soul sourcing and competitive tendering and all will lead us to. Otherwise, we are likely to come back here in future to be discussing the same things, right? So I would like to, especially my friend here from the NDC, I would like to hear his justification for why the president, the roads minister will do exactly what the president said will not be countenanced in his administration. Yeah.
Well, interestingly, for our viewers out there, remember this morning we did promise that we're going to look at what is happening with the soul source. And the president yesterday, after meeting the CSO, did mention that a probe should be called into the fourth exit background. But in recent weeks, there has been intense public debates in Ghana about the use of a soul sourcing, a procurement method where government contracts are awarded without competitive bidding. And also in the award of road construction and infrastructure contracts under the government flagship Big Push program. And discussions were sparked by investigative reports claiming that a significant portions of the contract under the initiative has been awarded through soul sourcing. Critics argue that this contradicts earlier position by the political leaders who oppose the practice whilst in opposition, raising questions about transparency, value for money, and also consistency in governance. Is one of the things that are, but government officials and spokespersons of the NDC have always defended this approach. Sitting with me this morning from the Crow constituency, like I said, Emmanuel. Good morning once again, Emmanuel.
Good morning.
And welcome to the MBN Morning Focus. And we're looking at the national policy focus. I mean, you being the ruling government, government claims that sole sourcing was necessary to, if you listen to the sector minister, governs Kwame Agboja, says the government claims that the sole sourcing was necessary in order to expedite urgent infrastructure projects. How do you justify the practice in context of transparency and also accountability, looking at where you came from, where the NDC accused the NPP of some projects that were sole sourced and felt that it has been borders to corruption?
Okay, thank you once again, and good morning, my brother.
Morning.
Let me use this opportunity to say a wonderful good morning to my brother here, Isaac Rendolph Sechiedu, and your co-panelist. I must say, NBN has a very nice studio, especially as compared to your previous place.
Thank you.
Where I used to come. I think the effect of good governance and the good government is really affecting everything here, and it's a very nice one. May I also say a wonderful morning to our viewers and listeners this morning, especially to the well wishers of the nation and who are willing to support the president to achieve his big vision for the nation Ghana. Of course, to the National Democratic Congress and to the people of Kuro constituency. A special good morning to Chairman Bendanso, who is the constituency chairman for the Kuro constituency and is lacing his boot to pick nominations should the NDC use the bid to contest for chairmanship. Chairman Bendanso is going for regional chairman, and we want to rally all the constituencies in the Greater Accra region to support him, go all out for him, and we should make sure that we find someone who befits the current conditions of the NDC in the Greater Accra region and to help us even widen the gap that Dr. Bawumia was looking for so as to keep them in opposition for long. And so, Chairman Bendanso, a special greetings to you this morning. On the issues of sole sourcing, let me also start by applauding His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the President of the Republic, for summoning yesterday the Chief Minister, Honorable Governor Kwame Agboja, to the presidency and also directing him to respond to the issues surrounding all these sole sourcing issues that we are hearing. I must also say that we would also applaud the sector minister, Honorable Governor Agboja, for obviously responding or making his department respond to the RTI bill that was sent by Mr. Suleiman Brahima, who wanted to find certain solutions. However, it is worthy to note that Mr. Suleiman Brahima is being used as a tool to mislead the public. Why do I say so? Mr. Suleiman Brahima requested for an information, and the information given him, he tried to massage it, or if you want, excess information was given him. However, in doing his work, he refused to stick to exactly what he asked for to do his analysis, but rather use all that he was given to make claims which weren't right. According to Mr. Suleiman Brahima, the information given to him by the roads and highways indicated that a certain number of big push projects had been awarded on sole sourcing, which wasn't accurate. The minister, in responding to a question in Parliament, stated clearly that it was 23 inherited projects that the government of the day has attached to the big push project, which was already awarded to contractors on sole sourcing. And so it wasn't the doing of the NDC. We had 62 GOG projects that were ongoing and that we have also added it to the big push. However, for the big push proper, we had 64 projects that we wanted to push into the big push. And so that was it. And so for the proper big push project that the NDC itself started it was just 64. And that was what, if he wanted to be fair, would have stick to. But be as it may, let me put on record that nowhere, from the days of opposition till today as we are in government, there is nowhere that the NDC has ever mentioned that sole sourcing is a bad thing. We have never ever said that sole sourcing is thievery. We have never mentioned that the NDC wasn't going to do sole sourcing when it came to government. The only time and the only thing that time without number the NDC has spoken against about sole sourcing was the abuse of sole sourcing. So even in our manifesto, we were clear in our mind that we said when we came to power, we were going to stop the abuse of sole sourcing. The NDC stands by our point on the sole sourcing, as I've indicated, and that you will not run away from it. And indeed, my brother L, everyone here knows that even in our laws, in our constitution, it gives space for sole sourcing. And so sole sourcing has never been a criminality. It has never been. But it gives you the instances and the conditions with which you must go by the sole sourcing. If there is a project that we need a certain kind of expertise, and we do not have that in the country, or we do not have people that are into such a project, we have only one person. I mean, we can go back to the days of Zoom Lion, when Zoom Lion came afresh. We didn't have similar companies like Zoom Lion who were doing cleaning services. So from the word go, if you wanted to, contract an indigent to do a certain job, it was always obvious that you were going to fall on Zoom Lion. For the purposes of this debate, I want to use them. And so, under such circumstances, the law allows you to go by sole sourcing. If there is an emergency that we need resource as a then, and you cannot wait to go through all the processes of competitive tendering, the law gives you the chance to go by sole sourcing. For instance, not to remember or to remind people of sad events, but where the nation lost its gallant aid, assuming there was a rescue company that could rescue the people as and when the incident happened, and we had only one company. Even if we had many companies, we couldn't have waited to go through all the competitive tendering processes before we could have gone to the Obuasi bush to rescue the people if they were still alive. And so the law gives us room to do sole sourcing. What is the NDC saying? We said that under the NPP, the erstwhile government made sole sourcing the norm, which was bad. The law didn't say that. All that we wanted to say to the people was that instead of making it the norm, we wanted to go through what the Auditor General had provided. Look, let me tell you something. There were a lot of, projects and programs that the NPP did under sole sourcing. 1,000 and thousands of them, my brother. The NDC never spoke against them. Never, not at any point. But the ones that the NDC led spoke about such sole sourcing were the ones that were flagged by the Auditor General in the 23-24 Audit General Report. And when you look at paragraph 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, the Auditor General mentioned that the projects that were awarded on contract under sole sourcing were even inflated 3 times the price that other projects similar to it costed.
Was that why I said that sole sourcing is a breeding ground for corruption?
No, it isn't, and it shouldn't. Under the John Dramani Mahama government and under the rules, it states clearly.
No, but you just said that the auditor report and with all the paragraphs.
Yes. For the erstwhile government, it was
inflated.
Obviously,
so
it
was down to corruption.
It was. Yes, I agree with you on that. But I'm saying that generally, it shouldn't be the case, because you see, under our rules, it states that even if you are giving a project on sole sourcing, a contract on sole sourcing, the amount or some amount involved should be as if it was given under competitive tendering. So if under competitive tendering, it was
how do you determine that? Whether that one was the figure that was being given to you is under competitive tendering, just like your sole sourcing.
So, and that is why I understand that all projects are not the same.
Yeah.
They may look same, but what goes into it may not be
different,
the same.
right?
So I heed to that. However, we all know that given the circumstances that would be, if a project is to be awarded on competitive tendering and going through all the processes, all that is involved, if 3 parties were supposed to bid for it, or if 4 parties were supposed to bid for it, and average everybody was doing, say, 1.5 million, 1.8 million, 1.2 million, then we have a fair idea that, okay, at most 2 million Ghana cedis should be budgeted for it. But where we, at the end of the day, find that a project is costing us more than 5 million Ghana cedis, then you know that there is something wrong. But our laws are telling us that even under sole sourcing, whether there is expertise, whether there is an agency or whatever it is, we should make sure that the cost doesn't super exceed the amount that we could have gotten. Let me give you a typical example. In a situation where, so we had the Temamoto Way, and people are calling the heads of Honorable Governor Kwame Obuja that, oh, he spoke against sole sourcing whilst in opposition. He was a sole member of the NDC, one man in the NDC, who advocated in Parliament, and it is in parliamentary hands that the motorway construction should be awarded on sole sourcing to a local company.
Did he give reasons for that?
Yes, he did. He said we should give it to local contractors. We should find people that we think that they share in our vision, even as at then, and then we should award the contracts to. We didn't want it to be a hanging contract that we have gone to find money for, but it will sit in the coffers and government will not be paying. Want to have deals with foreign investors, and so you should look for local people and empower them. That was his argument, and it's in parliamentary hands.
So it justify having 44% of sole sourcing on the projects.
You see, that is the honesty with the NDC. When this big push was being launched at the project was being launched at not Pram. Dodowa. Yes. He said it, and it's on record, that we were not going to engage with wheelbarrow contractors, if you would remember. So right from the word go, the NDC were clear in our mind that there were agency on some roads that we needed people to work on them from the word go. We couldn't have gone through competitive tendering. My brother, if you want to go through a competitive tender, look at the road like the Nsawam Road. The Nsawam Road, for instance. If you want to do competitive tendering, you remember how people, Pokuyase, when people wanted to go on demonstration, in fact, they even did. Because cars could get stuck in traffic for like 5 hours and they wouldn't have left. And it was an urgent road. I mean, coming to the capital city of the nation. Such a project, if you want to do competitive tendering, you are saying that you need to advert per our laws. You need to advert it for at least 3 weeks. That is for people to express their interest. And then after they have done that, it goes for shortlisting and evaluation for 2 weeks. Then you do preparation for requests that will go for 1 to 2 weeks. You do submission of evaluation that will take us for 2 weeks. You do 2 weeks of entity tendering committee, and from there for their approval. And if it needs to go to central tender committee, that is also going to take us for 1 to 2 weeks. So you are saying that the procuracy road should have been left as urgent as it was. It should have been left for like 6 months to go through competitive tendering. And even after it has been done, then you use after drawings, you need to get 4 to 5 months to do all this bidding. My brother, productivity was low. People were stuck in traffic, not getting to their offices, not going wherever they needed to go to add to the nation's revenue. And so for such a project, if anybody is doing sole sourcing, it is right. It doesn't beat anyone's imagination. It is never wrong. So long as the cost involved meets, if we were to tender it, how we are going to pay. And so this is to say that today when you go to Sampa to Jene, if you've been there recently, you will see how deplorable their roads are. At a point, the roads couldn't even be accessed because the bridge was broken and all that. And that road, you say we should leave it for 6 months to go through competitive tendering before you sow sources. No. And so there were some of the roads that were so major that it needed a quick intervention and we needed to give them on that sow sourcing. That is why maybe a certain 44% were given out.
Why that? So Ima is giving us, explaining why the sole sourcing was necessary for projects under the big push instead of using competitive bidding as a promise in their manifesto. Whilst in opposition, the NDC, he has explained why they criticize sole sourcing under the MPP government, and he's responded that sole sourcing doesn't represent a double standard here. But let me go to the man Randolph. I mean, the MPP previously criticized soul sourcing, and do you believe the scale of its use under the NDC is justified or politically motivated?
Very well. First off, I would like to say a big thank you to God for giving all of us life and then gracing us.
But you're looking good.
Thank you.
But you didn't give me the shirt. He's also looking good. None of you brought me shirts.
He's looking what do we call that? DAPA or something. DAPE. Like he's looking magnificent because he's in government.
For the effect
because his party is in power.
Oh, yes, no, not really.
Oh, it is. But I know, Yima, you are looking good because your government is in power. And this one, if you accept it, what is wrong with it?
Oh, there's nothing wrong. I mean, so long as my party is in power and is giving Ghanaians the governance they deserve, why would
But you are a Ghanaian. So if you are getting something, it's still a Ghanaian. So you are a Ghanaian.
I don't know the something you're talking about.
So don't add other people. I don't know those other people. I know you. So it is yours I'm talking about. So my brother is looking good. First off, thanking God for life. And then also yourself, your co-panelists and your team for the good work you are doing for Mother Ghana, and especially those of us here. Also, greetings to my NPP chairman, Chairman Atajima, and the executives. We are also doing mop-up for registration. It will end today.
Oh, okay.
It will end today. So I am entreating all who side with the center-right politics to try and then find their polling station. Get themselves registered, so that they can continue to share in the values of the party, and then also claim whatever good things that comes from the party. Also greeting my brother Yima. It's been a while, even though we have been speaking on phone, but it's been a while, and glad to see him. This issue about soul sourcing, I have heard Yima explaining himself. I don't pity them at all. I don't. And I'm saying that with the defense they are giving for this scandal,
you call it a scandal?
Oh, it's a scandal. If the Pepeso Road, the construction of it, the contract was 24.5 million euros, and you are doing rehabilitation, and it's 63 million euros, almost triple of it. You think it's normal? It is not. This is a scandal, and this is about Aura eating Aura. So there's no justification for it, but this is what gives us politicians a very bad name. Look, let us do this politics. I've always said, let us do this politics with integrity. Look, when we were in power, I was talking about, when we were in opposition, I was talking about Dumso. When we came to power, myself and him, Jima, we went on TV stations. Between August 2024 and September, for 2 months, we had problems with our power generation in Ghana in 2024. We sat down, I still spoke against Dumso. Even though we were in power, it was getting to election, but that was the reality. Let us do the politics we are doing with integrity. Let us stop shifting the post when it gets to our turn. What did the NDC say about soul sourcing? On Sami Jemfi's moment of truth, he mentioned 2 soul sourcing contracts that had been flagged by the Auditor General. He mentioned 2. The video is there. And he said this is the avenue that MPP is using to milk the country. That is what he said. Fast forward, Mahama Ayariga, the majority leader, said under them, soul sourcing is a thing of the past. President Mahama, 2026 SONA, in February, assured Ghanaians that soul sourcing, and I am paraphrasing his words, that soul sourcing is a thing of the past, and even if it will happen under extreme emergency situations. That is what President Mahama said.
So maybe the 44 is an extreme emergency.
Yes, so we'll get there. All of us, graciously to God, we can look into things and then also put the dots on the I's and cross the T's. So if those roads are emergency roads, he was talking about the Nsawam. Who is awarded the Nsawam road now? The Nsawam road has been awarded. There are contractors there. They only need to be paid so that they come back. So the Nsawam road is not part of those new roads that you need people to bid. And even with the Nsawam roads, the law allows you, because the law says that with existing roads, you can give sole sourcing because the contractor is on already. So nobody is criticizing that.
But they've made mention that there were some roads that the contractors went on it, and they've taken them as part of the big push.
Yes, but you see, if you follow NDC, when they use their left hand to do the negative, then they try to bring a lot of things in to cover that negative. I heard in your commentary saying that you were 44%. That is what Govern said. And so you are using what Govern said.
I'm using his word.
No problem. I am using what Fourth Estate said. Because you know something, Fourth Estate took the document from the minister. It isn't that they could refuse. If they refuse, Fourth Estate will go to court. It's under RTI. So they didn't do Fourth Estate a favor. And if you listen to their commentary, we gave them the document. It is not a favor. It is a law that you complied with. And if you didn't, Fourth Estate would have gone to court. So don't speak as if you did Ghanaians a favor by giving us information. You couldn't have hidden it. Now, two, the contracts we are talking about are 107 contracts.
Yeah, 107.
That was signed from January to March. Just 2-3 months. They are talking about, government said about old
23 contracts.
Old big push. When they were promising, they do hear anything like old big push.
No, but you have some outstanding roads.
No, but you know, look into the document that Fourth Estate.
Yeah,
you see, sometimes we have to look at the one who is accusing the one and the one who is defending. What Fourth Estate brought this Saturday, what they brought, Suleiman Brahma, what they brought, the roads, if MPP gave contracts,
yeah.
Do you say is the date in 2025, 2026, the dates? Check the dates. None of the dates is 2024. So don't bring MPP in. MPP has nothing to do. Check the dates. Go to the Fourth Estate. I have the documents. I can send it to you.
I have it.
Yeah, so none of the dates is within 2024. MPP left power on the 7th of January 2025. So they shouldn't bring MPP in and say, old big push, new big push. It is all to massage the issues. Look, after the president, even when the president was saying this, was promising Ghanaians, the road minister was doling out contracts. And look at the contract. They have gone to the Registrar General to search the companies that got the contracts. Look, even the steering of Gates, it will not be given to a 1-month-old company. What is their experience? Now, what is the NDC doing? Under the 107 contracts, we have 81 contracts. That was sole sourcing. The rest of the 26, restrictive tendering. So, for the NDC to ride on an auditor's general report and to say that for us when we come, sole sourcing will be a thing of the past. For them to give 81 sole sourcing out of 107 contracts, and then the 26 that is left is restrictive tendering. None of the 107 contracts went into open tendering. None went into competitive tendering. And we are here to justify this.
Worth about 73 billion Ghana cedis.
We are here to justify this. And the minister can go to parliament and say that it is not 73, it's 54 billion. On Sunday, after he went to church, he then went to his office and then signed. He couldn't wait till Monday. Even on Sunday. Look, this thing that is going on, and Yima was giving us tutorials on how long competitive tendering takes. Wow. You just got to know it today. That competitive tendering takes long. And what is the hurry about big push? What is the hurry about big push? Me and you go to Nungwa Katamanto Junction. A very big hole had been dug there. It has been there for more than 2 weeks. It is impeding those who are coming from the Nautical Road, Methodist Road, and linking the junction. Go and look at the traffic there. That one is not emergency. That one is not an emergency. No, look at the sums of money they are giving for kilometer roads. 10 million for rehabilitation, 1 kilometer. 10 million for rehabilitation, 1 kilometer. I am surprised the NDC finds the energy to even defend this. I'm surprised. And look, when the NDC won power, on Saturday when the NDC won power, I didn't really, I felt the sense of losing power, like MPP losing power at midnight Saturday.
That's where you felt the sense of losing power?
Yes, that we have lost. Then in the morning, I didn't go to church that day.
Actually, no, my broken heart, I feel.
I didn't go to church that Sunday. So my Reverend Minister, Papa Korte, greetings, called me. Senior, where are you? And then I started giving excuses. Say, oh, Papa, in Liako Yeshia. So we laughed over it. But not within a day, I went to the TV station that me, myself, and him, we had been going. That's on Sunday evening. I went there, I spoke. But there's a Presby song. Is that whatever God does is good. His likes or what he wants, I keep quiet in it. Look, if NDC had not won power, we would still have believed that the NDC hates soul sourcing. If NDC had not won power, we would still have believed that if NDC used private jet, Okujeto will resign. If NDC had not won power, we would still have believed that NDC would have paid cocoa farmers 6,200 per ton. These are the things that sometimes God does for us. Sometimes God gives you what you want so that he can expose you through it. There's no justification for this big push thievery. This is complete thievery. And you know something, we are losing integrity. That we sit here, and the NDC should know that the NDC cannot win power, like cannot stay in government forever. Even MPP, that brought free SHS in its first year, Ghanaians said they don't like it again, they like sanitary pad. So if Ghanaians like sanitary pad, and Musa Dankwa did a survey, that he said Ghanaians says sanitary pad is better than free SHS. It eats our intelligence. Yima, will you in the quiet of your room before you and God believe that buying sanitary pad for our kids is better than free SHS, than giving them education? Voter raging women were on the road singing and demonstrating because they have been asked to pay examination fees. And for them, for 8 years, they have not paid examination fees. So why now? They should go and pay. There is money. There is money. They should go and pay. So, if this is what is happening, and today the NDC thinks that it's good, do you know it opens avenue for the government who will replace or another government that will come. That means when I come, I can do whatever I think, and then MPP will come and give 1,000 soul sourcing, and then we'll compare it with the NDC one. Is that how we want to go as a nation? You promise reset. You promise reset. So what reset means is that if this is what we are having, and we said it is bad, when we come, we don't do same. You are doing worse. Look, today, like I said, Aura is running from Aura. MPP requested in Parliament that there should be a probe. When MPP came to power, if you remember, about less than 6 months, 3 months, when we were doing the vetting, Okunjeto and his likes raised, people have been bribed. What did Ekufuade do? Ekufuade did a public probe on TV, allowed. And on TV, it wasn't a good publicity.
But the point is that, don't forget, government has also responded. The president has directed his office to obtain the full fourth exit report, and also asked the road minister to formally respond to the allegations, signaling an official probe.
My response is this.
Government has also announced plans to amend the Public Procurement Act to further limit the use of sole sourcing.
They can amend it.
I mean, aiming to enhance transparency.
They can amend it. The harm had been caused already. The money that is going to sit in their accounts after this project can take care of them. So after that, they can amend it. And what the president said is just for the optics. And if you like, look at this government.
You think so?
They always do things for the optics. It is about settings. Let us say something. We have our media friends that will project that one. Look, what is the difference? The president is saying that what? The ministry should give them a report. The president, you have seen sole sourcing. After you, the president, the head of the country, the first gentleman, the commander of the armed forces, the president that can wear the military attire and salute people to say that I'm in charge.
Can I ask you this question?
If I can finish so that the president can finish.
Like, before I'm
yes, if that president says that we are not doing sole sourcing, and you find out that your minister had done 81 sole sourcing, 26 restrictive tendering, so no competitive tendering in 107 contracts, what you do is that you sack that president if you are serious.
So you want
what's the difference between Baba Jama? What's the difference between Baba Jama and Govins? Baba Jama just picked the form to stand for an internal election in NDC. Baba Jama was dismissed.
No, Baba Jama was dismissed because there were evidence of him sharing, items.
Okay.
So that was vote buying, and clearly vote buying is illegal per our laws. It was the reason he was dismissed, and not because he left his position to come and contest.
Okay.
And on the other hand, sole sourcing is not illegal. I mean, we have all established the fact that sole sourcing is not illegal. Our laws are not against sole sourcing. It is just a president saying that because it is an easy means to corruption and cronyism, and that is my worry, because whenever political parties or governments do restrictive tendering and sole sourcing, you will realize that most of these contracts are awarded to cronies, awarded to the politicians.
Just like the pepper soul app.
Exactly, just as the renovation of the was given to Standogbe and the NDC justified it. So you realize that most of these things are given to the politicians across both divide, MPP, NDC. That is what they do. So in order for other Ghanaians who may not be aligned to also get or benefit from such contracts, because they also employ ordinary Ghanaians, so they are also free to bid and win them. It is the reason we are saying that, one, to avoid cronyism, which is also a precursor to corruption, then let's do competitive tendering. It is the reason the president said, he would not encourage or minimize, sole sourcing in his administration. So these are two different things. Baba Jama was dismissed because of bribery.
So I'm coming in, taking it from where Bernard said. Baba Jama was dismissed even before the president and the NDC government itself said that we are forming a committee to investigate him. If you have concluded that what they did was wrong and you have evidence, why then another committee? Bernard, we shouldn't confuse the two. Baba Jama there was a letter just on that day from the presidency. And then later, before the party set a committee to investigate him, if you know that the person is guilty, what investigation for? And then also, we are saying that sole sourcing, you are saying that sole sourcing is not illegal. Yes, sole sourcing is not illegal.
No, again, on the issue of the investigation, it was a response to a petition sent by a caucus of parliament.
But the president had given a letter.
Is a different entity. He's executive.
Even the president is higher. If the president says something, you, the subordinate, cannot then investigate again. We have a proverb that openi jare ane nsuasa.
No, the majority, caucus made a call that the results of the election should be annulled, and then even those who participated and were found to be culpable of bribery should be banned from running in the next election. Yeah. That is the reason the NDC, you remember it was the reason the majority leader was even withdrawn from the committee, because he was part of the committee, and they were saying that if the committee is to investigate this thing, then the majority leader cannot be a part of the committee. It is different from the president. The president is an executive, so he gave orders for, you know, the calling back of Baba Jama. It's different from.
Let me finish. It's not different.
Okay, so
it's the import, the integrity of what. Now, if you tell your subordinates that during working hours, don't sit outside during working hours, is it a crime? If your subordinate does it, is it a crime? It is not a crime, but he has flouted your rules.
The rules, right?
Are you saying that when somebody flouts your rules, you cannot put the person aside? Is that what we are saying here? That it only had to be criminal? The NDC brought a code of conduct. The president signed it. What was the import of bringing that code of conduct if it cannot punish? You understand?
But was so in the code of conduct?
No. You see, when we make references, it is not that we are talking about the specific thing that so sourcing is in code of conduct. What I'm saying is that with your argument, that one is criminal, but the other is not criminal. Yes, so sourcing is not criminal. But the president said we are not going to do it only until emergency. So if I am the head and I say that we are not going to buy water only when it is emergency, and then I come to realize that you have signed a contract with a pure water company to supply us water, and you think that because that is not criminal in itself, I cannot punish you, or it doesn't warrant punishment. The difference with Baba Jama is that Baba Jama flouted rules.
Exactly.
That you are an ambassador. So you cannot come, you have to resign first if you want to do it. And they said the code of conduct said 3 months. What? Fifi Kwete
6
came to 6 months. Thank you.
That is the party's directive. But it is different from the government.
No. The party is not different from the government.
No. The party is different from the government. It is the party that forms the government.
Who are in government?
No, I'm saying that when Fifi Kwete gives an order, it doesn't mean it is coming from the president.
No, and I haven't said
the party that. From. So if the president will act on what the party has said, that remember Baba Jama's issue even came up even before.
But don't forget, I'm talking about source and
yes. We are coming. No, we are having a discussion, and we make inferences or references to butter whatever we are saying.
Yeah.
If the head of this company can sack you, Bernard, if you disrespect L. If L is your boss and your line comes directly under L, you cannot say that because the code of conduct didn't come from your boss, he cannot sack you. Because L answers to him. Look, Fifi Kwete sits in cabinet. And you think he sits in cabinet because he doesn't sit in cabinet because he's Fifi Kwete. He sits in cabinet because he's the general secretary of the ruling party that is forming the government.
And that is a convention. The fact that political leaders sit in cabinet is just a convention. The laws specify who should form part of cabinet, and political parties are not among. They are just there by convention.
Do you know that having a Greek minister, having minister for gender, is a convention?
Yes. A president can decide not to have such ministers. Yes.
But do you know that having, I think, a finance minister and minister of defense it's not a convention.
It's not a convention.
Yes. So the fact that is a convention does not mean that it is not a rule. We are made up of conventions, rules, regulations, and practice. I'm a Presbyterian, you are a Presbyterian. Before we had our constitution, we were having RPP.
Yeah.
Rules, regulations, and practice. So there are rules. There are regulations guiding the rules, and there are the practices that gives body, spirit, and soul to the rules and regulations. So all that I'm saying is that if the president is serious, the president should sack Abuja first, like he did with Baba Jama.
On what legal basis?
So, but even the president appointing, you will come in. But all that I'm saying is that you are asking the president on legal basis, on the legal basis. The president does not need to have a legal basis to sack his appointee. The president does not even need to explain to the one he is sacking.
That is true, absolutely.
So if the president says, Abuja, I said there is no sole sourcing, it will be under extreme emergency. I have seen, there is a publication, you yourself have agreed that it is not 73 billion, but it is 54 billion. So it means you have done something.
But don't you think we are running ahead of the issue? Because he has called for investigations.
Well,
will he not rather act based on the findings of those investigations?
Let me go to my viewers out there. For my viewers, do you think sole sourcing is justified in agent projects? If yes, you can give me a call on 0537158638. And also, should politicians be held to the same procurement standards they demanded in opposition? Should they be held? And how can improve transparency in government contracts? What are the things we need to look at? Well, let me come to Ima. Interestingly, if you look at the back and forth, unless you want to do some rebuttals before I actually want to ask you.
Oh, I understand why my brother is, sweating profusely, falls in the AC, trying to hang something on the neck of the government. I don't know why the MPP government is so fascinated and anxious to find scandal.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, hold on for me. Hello, good morning.
Mr. Morris.
Mr. Morris. Okay, Mr. Morris, 60 seconds.
Apparently the policy bar. MC and go up in the kitchen, and for one, they said, follow out. Now, friend, no better to here. Apparently, we are on the amenities for one. And I made that a dynamic was a chief, a dynamic power. One my darling, who are and the view of my baby mamma, baby Moya. Or more than cancer source and they tell me the old movie, but their body and never also that time. And the view, I will for say you soup. Ọmọ bẹ̀yìn kò àyẹ̀kú fún àbúta sẹ̀ǹkàdá bèbè SSR registration fee dey free they say that they afford the 15 million.
Mo bẹ tia mo ko tia.
PTA boost ebi tia 5 million abẹ́rẹ́ PTA boost yẹn tia abẹ́rẹ́ yẹn tia abẹ́rẹ́ kakra yẹn say 5 million ẹnna bi o kyerɛ sɛ petrol no sɛsɛ ebu yẹn na 1 year kora 2 years kora petrol no du 18 yẹn ɔhyɛ sɛsɛ no na dɔɔla ba fɔ. Obi say about for say economy na aba for say mo ye plan ba ko ye over 2 billion abra every department is ah just everything say mo country ya to the every last we go back for to ho a e fa me to aka ma LDC say who ba sika bra wo njua just also say me say you want just go man me ma say na opposition be the last chance e go in the ba ba he say we the last chance ya na say now, yeah, this is what the president so one can't know Sao. Yeah, 2 about it, yeah, never 2 about that. Because almost everyone can say,
yeah, Morris.
You just want massive over there, so I mean, almost.
Well, we have to end it here with Morris, my first call for the morning. Yes, you.
Yes, so my brother is just waiting because they are forcing to have a scandal at all.
You think it's politicized?
Obviously. I mean, what
you think it's not wrong?
What else can it be? You see, let us establish the fact that no one in the NDC, no single individual, from the president to the last person in the NDC, has ever said anywhere that sole sourcing would be.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
This is from the world.
Yeah, show me one.
Go to okay, let's hear you.
Go to the videos in your home. Remember producer Nabo. More to me.
Politics and democracy. Ama Omano air connection. And now, yet for almost 8 years. Now, of last 8 years, in the more castle now. Or otherwise, no give 1 year, no first or start to be in Nama. Last year, the Sana Pine extended the third one now. A happy. You don't have a sources for contracts. I in the research. It's a one. I'm feeling good. last 2 years, it taking more than 5 hours. If you are trying to someone, and then you can see a one more cars, cars, Kaswa Road. The same thing. If you are and they don't try cars, also. Abaya official, MP Japan, Eka which is high trade. I'm on 2 million contracts. You do the contract in the parliament, every at the $2 million in sky trade, a parliament every at the at the end, we say sky trade. Every vision, the pieces we have contain. At the end, we will be just to cancel ID. The almighty vice president, then, a young doctor, His Excellency Bawumia, Eka is a $12 million balloon jam. We look at the example the same part ever, but or when the place so via a band of the people update. The bishop was tracking. The human don't tracking, so the tracking don't go away. I got the 111. Sebi, the apple move around here about 50%. As we have apple track, say tracks or what is going to go. The message, our banks or Setina. More than 1,200 and 1,200 dollars 17 cedi. And yes, I'm more in our home. The best say, more church, more Bible, and more than no journey, and then I do that, I said, I said, they say that is more than 14 years. I've been as well as you. I don't want to read what the
All right, thank you so much from Tabora.
Yes, so I'm trying to establish the fact that no single individual in the NDC mentioned that sole sourcing was a bad thing and that we are not going to use it in our government. I've said the time with that number that we only stated that as they have made it the norm, we are going to make it a case of exception as the law demands, and that is what we intended doing. And so they should stop saying the president said and that he is forcing it on the president that he should sack Abuja. The president never said that. In any case, you are saying that the president should sack Abuja for doing what is legal. Because sole sourcing is backed by laws. So you should sack him for doing something legal. I don't think it is a right call. And he said that we were going to reset. We are talking about the same people who in the Auditor General report had awarded 87% of cocoa roads on sole sourcing. Today, these same people who have stayed with a woman for 8 years and couldn't marry the woman are telling us with the intention of marrying the woman how we should marry the woman. Where do you find this? It doesn't make sense, or it is not right to hear that from them. Now, you see, he said that Sami Jemfi on a moment of truth spoke about sole sourcing. And you are telling us that he spoke on 2 projects that was flagged by the Auditor General. So it wasn't the NDC. You said it. You said it here.
Yes, but
so it came from the Auditor General, and it was wrong. And so it wasn't just because it was just sole sourcing.
But hold on, you spoke about 2. When you were justifying your 81.
When you were talking, I didn't agree, but I kept my calm for you to finish.
All right.
So you see, at least you have something to point that there was a sole sourcing contract which was being abused. The court didn't reflect how it should actually be. And that was what Sami Jemfi was saying, that when we come, we are not going to use the sole sourcing as a tool to be corrupt, to inflate prices at the expense of the ordinary Ghanaian, but rather we are only going to sort to sole sourcing as and when the need may be. So that is that. And he said that we are claiming now some projects are old big push and new big push. We have not said that. We have said that when we came to inherit projects that have started. Even though you are taking the monies and spend them, we were still committed to providing projects to Ghanaians.
Well, yes, hold it. Hello, good morning.
Taking money and spend them. And what
good morning,
what are you
good morning, sir. Your name were reaching us
live. You are not prosecuting anybody.
Odinfo Paul.
Baba.
Yetio.
You Namiso.
Yeah, that's
me asama alimi guna ọmọya ìlú níbi ìlú mẹ́ta sáfà ṣe àbíkò fún ṣèyàn àwọn ìlú àtàkọ nílẹ̀ sáfà tó àlè bàtà ẹ̀rù ìgbé ya ọmọya Something of this before. So she will you something about the market of my own. There's also who will have physical work. Can you not 8 years? People falling to the Bible and they could have been and then you get your money. Abdul. About the person who was in that song, you know, who it was in the world. I know of them. But you know, you have not had I want to hear from that. Let me know because of it. On the ever would. Can you remember? Everyone right now. From 2026, then after 2027, on my diamond, I'm not really 8 years and after them. Look at what you are. You are in trouble.
Odifo. Yeah, that's it. Odifo. All right, thank you so much. Ima, you wrap it up.
Yes, and so
yeah,
it is very surprising to hear from the people who defended National Cathedral, who awarded National Cathedral on sole source, and today wanting to give us a lecture on how to do competitive tendering. I mean, we would want to take lecture from everyone, but certainly not these people.
But so, is it right for governments to go the way he went?
I have already explained that if
is it right?
Yes
or no?
Yes. Yes, it is right. It is right in the sense that if the road, so-called, as we speak, I don't have the details of the.
You will not have it. You will not.
But if so be it, and I give a typical example, like if the roads were agent as, and we use the Nsawem Pokuasi road as an example. I'm not saying we did it, but I'm saying that I
have corrected you. You are still sticking to that.
I'm saying that if it is that agent and it needed that agent attention, of course, you have no option than to go by sourcing to get a contractor on the road to work on the road as soon as possible. But of yours, if it were a feeder road that doesn't have much pressure, it is not really pliable as it should be, and you decide to go through the process, then fair, so be it. And so I think that he shouldn't jump the gun. He should let the processes go through as the president has directed. And at the end of the day, the report is going to justify or condemn why sourcing was used.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Fast 8 years ago. I want people to really out of
okay. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Back to you.
Yes. I'm not surprised with what how Ima has conducted this whole issue, has conducted himself around this issue, because that is what he will say. But like I'm saying,
I don't understand. That's what I would say.
Yes, it comes because you cannot say anything apart from what you have said. That the Auditor General, and we will come here.
Hello, good morning.
Even 2025 Auditor General report.
You
will sit here and say, "You're fine."
Why? Your question is you.
man that can content, and probably I am doing. I will say, fair brother, I mean, I hear a couple to make more. I have a certain teacher of my car. When I went home, we never appreciate the car. We must have to use the matter to make my future. Share the money before Atma. Coco is not a war. Coco is cooking. Coco is not a something like this one come. I done it wrong. It done everything. Oh, you know, parents money. But money is the cow money. Okay, you know, to us here, maybe you have a man to get a car. Probably the car. But the salon, I don't know, get it about what you like to do. It's in Canada. It's about the before. In the court. Because you're finding your money.
Okay, question.
I think it's before,
Amen, question. Yamin Shirawan. All right. Yeah.
This sole sourcing restrictive tendering 107 contract is stinks. And it shouldn't come from a party that won power on the back of aura.
You're just misleading.
It shouldn't. Look, today, NPP parliamentarians and the minority ask that there should be a probe in the gold board, gold purchase and other things. The NDC majority shut it down. Would you have believed that the NDC will run away from a probe for us to get to the bottom of allegations that had come that gold purchases was an inside if NDC didn't win power on the back of what they did with Aura? Look, Okujeto said that he will resign if they ever pick a private jet.
How does that concern?
It's about integrity. It's about you saying that you will not do soul sourcing, but you are doing 81 soul sourcing, 26 restrictive tendering, and you don't have not even L. The danger is that out of the 107 contracts signed, not even one went to competitive. And we are okay with it. It's like the normal thing. Let's move on. 107 contracts, not even one.
Boga.
Michelle, I know about you. The Sanchez is maybe before months for me. Only say one. We send me now. Penny, but it's a work I will pay to this. We have to do this. I was there, only if you are not anywhere near this. We put our way to policy. Oh, Papa, if you are this stressful, Charles will increase. I know that one come myself, and you will. I will never be able to enter. I think one, and you will be Yana is not a necessary sign of home. If you say, we don't want to find. We know we don't find. Now, okay, it's got 4 anyone who could not is so one with you. Why we say about Ghana and people in this different one? You papa, every man, every other. Don't need to do. If you papa, be now or behind the car. Alcohol once that guy is top of every and the animal with that one side. I know your mama don't see always having a situation. Oba is mine. Same media and Oba Ryan. Now, only way power economy. And then you get power economy. Don't power economy can contest you. Your mama on checks here. You don't get power economy. I told you that. Now, because this is your mom and I just people catch on my hand. And you tell me, let's get the family company because only in the past for who check us and don't send back to say, says that it's in the last room. Open up the last office. Collect office of Politcis, new battle. Now, but the new will be high. Put the proper income tax and government. Who is like a son of a woman? But you can't, why do you say the now can on the car?
Okay. That brings us to.
We are timekeeper.
Let me take 3 minutes of your time. You finish. No, 3 minutes.
What's it, Bernard?
Bernard, 3 minutes.
Yes, so I've been listening to the two sides and I've been enjoying the conversation, right? But one thing is clear. What constitutes certificate of urgency is still ambiguous. And until that is done, we'll be having such conversations going forward where one party thinks that this particular road or this particular project can be given under certificate of urgency, and the other party will say no because you say you are not going to do it. You know, and sometimes too, some of the statements we make when we are campaigning, absolute statements like we'll do away with sole sourcing. You know, when you say such things and you come and they happen under your government, they become very difficult to.
Yes.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Good. This is Nick Kwame from Tema.
Hey, Nee, how are you, sir?
I'm very well, sir.
Great.
I just want to ask a question.
Okay.
Because to me, it seems like both panelists you have there are basically talking from a political point of view. But have they actually thought about the ordinary Canadian and what is really important to us? Because if they don't think about what is important to us and they just want to blow their horns on, their political rhetorics, they will be missing out a lot. Now, on this issue of sourcing, if the person who has been given the contract is delivering, I mean, why should we worry? Why should I be worried? If the person is not delivering and is rather using the opportunity to dupe the government, then of course I have the concerns to be worried. But all this, and this party said this and that party says that, and there shouldn't be so sourcing and what have you. I strongly think that we are missing the bus. What we want is to see development taking place in the country. Whether it is sourcing or not, it shouldn't be our cup of tea. And then someone sits on TV and says that this is a scandal. What is so scandalous about giving somebody a contract for him or her to perform and the person is performing? I don't get it.
Iman,
so please,
you are agreeing with what he's saying.
Let them understand that we want contracts to be awarded to people who can perform. If they are not performing, then you have what it takes to be concerned why the contract was given to the person in the first place. So please, let's just leave this whole issue of sourcing. We're making too much noise about it. Both the NDC and the NPP. They're making too much noise about this. Ghanaians, we just want to be sure that our roads are good. We can afford petrol. KK is affordable. And stuff like that. So please, let's not waste time. Rather, let's save lives. Let's save lives. The road, what do you call it? Road traffic laws that are not obeyed by anybody, not even the government. These are the issues that should be, prepped up so that our behaviors and our mentalities on the road can change. But sourcing, hello, let's leave it for whoever deals with it to deal with it, and let's not make a fuss about it. That's just my 5 cents on it.
All right, Kwame.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kwame, for putting that. You have 2 minutes. Let's go.
Yes. So
I need to go and do some warm-ups.
Sometimes the things you say, when we are campaigning, making absolute statements, and then, like Boga was saying, of course, I'm an ordinary Ghanaian. I mean, what Eni was saying. What I need is that the road is done. But also important is integrity.
Thank you.
Right? So that if you say you will do A, you don't do B and tell me because B also delivered the results, I should be okay, even though you said you are not going to do it. So integrity is also very important. Otherwise, you become a people with no values. But integrity is one of our values, right? So, yes, making such absolute statements, and then, of course, I also want to wait until the investigation is completed. There are 2 things that I am looking for.
You trust and is it?
Yes, I want the roads to be constructed. Once the roads are constructed, that is good. That is the most important thing to me. But also very important, 1, the sole source contracts, were they bloated? Were they overvalued? That is the first thing, because that is the issue of concern here, that once contracts are awarded on sole sourcing, there's a tendency for corruption, overvaluing projects. That is the first one. If there is any evidence of the projects being overvalued. 2, who were the contractors? Because, I mean, we are always crying over cronyism and nepotism and what have you. Already we have seen one where the renovation of the premise was given to Standogbe and they justified it and all of that. The NDC would have criticized the NPP on same thing. So why are they trying to justify it now? Right? So cronyism. Do we have other contractors who could have done their job? Why were they given to this particular contractors? But like I said, my most important thing I will say this morning is that let's not leave some of these things to various interpretations. Which one will qualify to be sole sourcing, which one will not qualify to be sole sourcing, so that the politicians will now be trying to, play some of these games with that. But I agree with Boga that the most important thing to me is that the road is constructed. But we have to go beyond that. There is also integrity, so that when you say you do A, you stick to your words and do A. The fact that you deliver results doesn't mean it is not just about the results, also the process to which the results. That is why when we're solving core mathematics, even if you get the results right, your teacher will ask you, how did you get it?
All right,
it's also very important for us to pay attention to the process.
The process. Yeah. Thank you very much. Bernard is my right hand man here in the studios. Well, let me pick your final comment. 3 minutes.
Yeah, so, yep. I disagree 101% with me. I disagree with him.
That is you.
You cannot say that what you need is roads. So how it is awarded, who gets the award, it doesn't matter. So then comes in what Bernard said. What did you say? Look, we shouldn't take the things that we say for granted. We are doing that, so politician will say anything. He wins power. He comes and he says something else, and it's normal. So if today, you are here, and I bring a CV to your boss that the program that you are hosting, I will host it morning and evening, and even host Saturdays. And then you are taken away, and I'm giving the job. And then when I come on, and then people start asking me, but you are not doing evening, you are not adding Saturday. Then I said, but when L is here, it was normal. So me too, if I come and I'm not doing it, it's normal. What did I say before I got the job? That is what integrity is about. And if we don't put integrity in our body politicking, look, when I'm at church, my church people, they will see it, and then you go to church. While some are saying, you are doing well. Others will say, so for Jibu, politics. Okay. Or no, the people will start talking to him. And me, I should say, you so sorry. Why are they? Hey, I'm sitting. But yes, maybe I want to defense no board. And yeah, sorry, name fat. But I met this city. The thing is that let us do the politics with integrity, with honesty. If you say I will do A, when you come and you are doing the A, and it doesn't even get to the level, we will all understand. Say we be. But if you are doing worse, if you criticize 2 sole sourcing and you are given 81, it doesn't. The mass doesn't add up. And if you defend this, look, we have a lot of issues. this is also an important issue. If your 73 billion is going to people that the minister chose, oh, you get, if Yima gets a contract, I don't have any problem with it. But then it should be on the processes where everybody will have that same opportunity. Even if not that same, they will have that platform to also go there. But sole sourcing is the minister calling you. Even compared to restricted tendering, the minister will call you. We are doing this. These are the documents. Tender. So you will tender, but it is restrictive. It wasn't advertised. Sole sourcing is the minister giving, but and like Bernard said, it will definitely, because if you give me something, I will look at those around me first before I go outside.
I'll look at those around me first before I go outside. Iman, let me pick your final comments. Maybe I did go.
I just want to reiterate that there is no
he is suffering. He is suffering.
That have been given on sole sourcing. It is completely false under the Big Push project. It is completely false.
But that's a report. That's a report.
This platform is a very important platform. No, you have to, because it is documents that they themselves provided. You cannot sit here because you have the last word. You say this and then you go.
81.
So
yes, your platform is a very serious platform.
You choose to go with what Fourth Estate is saying. I choose to go with what the minister is saying.
What does the minister say?
What the minister say?
The 44% doesn't equate to 81 projects. The 44%. So
it equates to how many?
That is somewhere around, is it 27 or so? Just 27 or so. So
let's.
I choose to go with what the minister, who is in charge of the sector.
You are not even up to date.
Whose report do you believe?
The Fourth Estate.
Let me also put on record that nobody in the NDC, from the president to the last person, has ever said we were not going to use to help develop Ghana. So long as it is worth it, so long as the situation demands it, the NDC will stick to sole sourcing, but reassures Ghanaians that we are not going to use sole sourcing as a tool to steal from the public purse. We are going to use sole sourcing to give quality and projects to Ghanaians in a way and manner that would have costed even if we had used competitive tendering. Ghanaians should be rest assured that President John Mahama is committed to the research agenda. And in researching Ghana, we are going to see construction works. We are going to give them projects as we are looking out for, that if there will be projects or there will be construction as have been promised. We are showing that in the research agenda, we are going to put pricing or figures that will match the jobs we are doing. And also the contractors that will be used.
The purposeful road. The road was awarded for 24 million euros.
His research agenda is
the rehabilitation is 63 million euros.
Almost President John Dramani Mahama is committed to the research agenda by giving
Ghanaians are seeing you
who are fit for purpose, who have what it takes to construct roads, and who can deliver better and quality results.
A 1-year-old
ordinary Ghanaian.
A company with
this is what President John.
A company with one workforce
and the NDC
having a contract,
and that is exactly what we are going to do. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sole sourcing is when government contracts are awarded without competitive bidding, allowed under specific conditions like agency,
given to cronies. Add that one too.
Or continuity of an existing project. The Fourth Estate report revealed many high-value contracts under the Big Push program were sole source, raising concerns about transparency, value for money, and accountability. The NDC was in the position criticized sole sourcing, but now defends it in government as necessary for urgent infrastructure delivery, sparking debate over principles versus political expedience. For ordinary Ghanaian, the main concerns are value for money. For the ordinary Ghanaian, the main concerns are value for money, ensuring the taxpayers' funds are used efficiently, knowing who gets contract and why. That's transparency, as well as a timely delivery, seeing tangible results and under roads, water, and also electricity, and things that is being done. And also fairness, as a preventing political favoritism and cronyism, and long-term benefit, job creation, community development, and economic growth. So accountability and oversight remain central. Citizens and civil society expect that legal justification aligns with real benefit, and that sole sourcing does not become a tool for political gain. Well, let me say a big thank you. But before I say thank you to my team, let me say there's a birthday wish. There's some birthday. You know Jack. You remember Jack? Yeah, Jack also sends this one. But let me start this one. It says, happy birthday from Nadede to you, big sister. Okay, this one is from Jack. It's a happy birthday to Prophet George Ajiman Bempa. Okay, from Jack. Right. So Jack wishing Prophet George Ajiman Bempa a happy birthday with God blessings. May you live long, long life, good health, and plenty money from Pastor Jack. And this one is from Nadede to you, big sister. It's a happy birthday, big sister. Wishing you an amazing day filled with love, laughter, and all your favorite things. Have a blessed year and a wonderful day. I love and appreciate you. Have a good one, my love. From Nadede to big sister. So I think you also have a birthday?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Let me wish my friend Mauli, Julius.
Mauli.
Yes.
Did you send a picture?
No, I didn't send a picture.
Oh gosh, you have to send a picture.
Yeah, I didn't send
Daniel.
a picture. Yes, Mauli is a
so
very
they
good
could
friend.
put it out there.
Yeah.
For our viewers out there.
Yeah.
Well, as we have discussed this morning, sole sources is more than a technical procurement issue. It directly affects how public funds are used and whether Ghanaians see real benefit from government projects. From the Fourth Estate report to major initiatives like the Big Push and Palago Dam, the key question remains, are these projects delivering value, fairness, and accountability for the ordinary citizen? For the people, what matters most is results they can see and trust they can rely on. We will continue to follow these stories closely and bring you updates as they unfold. Stay informed, stay engaged, and keep asking questions that matters for Ghana's future. But before I say bye-bye to all of you and to our viewers out there, you've sacked your coach. And you have just some few months to go for the World Cup, and you've sacked Otuado.
Otuado had been sacked.
Oh, he was sacked.
So it's the NDC that sacked him. It's the NDC that sacked him. No. Leading to the election.
Uri was maintained.
Yes.
Wow.
Leading to the elections.
You have 1 minute.
Yes, leading to the election. President Mahama said the performance of the Black Stars is in tandem with the MPP performance. So the video is there. I can send it, and we have all seen it. Bernard, I can send it to you. He said it on a campaign platform. So whatever is happening here, the President Mahama, if he has sacked Otuado, he should sack Govins. He should sack himself too.
I think many Ghanaians are happy about the news because I've monitored the
social media,
right. And then you see that the response from Ghanaians indicates that it's something that they wanted. And
but
it's obvious
that the timing right? That's the big question.
You see, you can not always have it right all the time, but once it is necessary, because this amongst all the Black Stars coaches we've had, he has had the very worst performance. That is to say, his losing rate. He has. Oh no, it's not about the qualification, but
twice.
No, but if your performance
his success rate
cannot
is
go to the World Cup.
His success rate is just 40% as compared to all other coaches. And so
but he has taken you to the World Cup.
I mean, what did Nkosiapia do? You sacked him.
He has taken you. Otuado
it's
has
not about
taken
taking you to the World Cup. It's about
the ultimate is the World Cup.
He has only 1 minute.
Yes,
the ultimate.
Why do you always want to use my time?
Is that only 1 minute? We need to go.
Is that what you tend to do in opposition? People will not hear you.
Because
my brother. Anyway, so I mean, the best thing to do is that
security right now.
The best thing to do is that the GFA, in tandem with the Ministry of Sports
and Government
and Recreation,
and Government,
do everything possible to get a befitting coach. For me, I've always rooted for Kwesi Yes, I've always rooted for Kwesi. And then if, even beyond him, we have someone else we think would be better or fit for the job. I mean, the Black Stars coaching job is not a bona fide of everyone. The same way somebody left for you to come, you'd also leave for somebody to come in. So I don't think.
But it's
so we have 2 months to prepare.
It's unfair.
Somebody started for you to come and qualify.
No qualification. This qualification, it is Otwado who started.
I mean, the sacking of the coach was long overdue.
Yeah, it's unfair.
It's unfair. For me, I mean, the fact that he couldn't qualify the Blasters for the AFCON alone was enough reason.
But the World Cup is the ultimate. If you go to the African Cup and you don't go to the World Cup, it's a failure. But if you go to the World Cup and you don't go to the
What if you had won the AFCON and didn't qualify for the World Cup?
We wouldn't be happy.
You would have won the AFCON.
All right, gentlemen.
The AFCON that people are winning through the boardroom would have won it.
All right, I want to say a big thank you to Isaac Ren of Sechiedu, Communications Officer, NPP Krowa Constituency, Nomwa, Emmanuel Opoku-Boedu, Member, NDC, Communication Bureau, Krowa Constituency as well, and also Bernard Agbemo Eduji, my co-host. My name is El Samuels. When it's tough to say a prayer, don't forget to say one for us, but always remember to say a prayer with every heartbeat. So we're back again, same channel. God bless you. Have a good morning.